Hi everyone, today I thought I'd do a favourites video as I haven't done one in a while, and the truth is I've been sticking to more or less the same things that I've always mentioned, but I do have a few things which I think deserve their own kind of spotlight, if you will. And actually I was going to do a favourite eyebrow products video, but I think I'll just absorb that into this video now. I'll start with that. I've decided that eyebrows are very important. I think as you get older they get even more important, just framing your face and making you look polished. I know I've got horrible hair, so me saying polished probably doesn't really count, but anyway, ignore my hair, it's pouring with rain and my hair has just been so frizzy, and initially I thought it was, as I say, aging, that your hair changes, because I've never really had frizzy hair before. And just as an aside, I bought this because of Lisa D1. I always listen to her recommendations. She's one of my absolute favourites. She really knows her stuff when it comes to just what products work, and I know she's really into hair and tries new things all the time, but she said that Aveda Smooth Infusion Shampoo would be worth trying. So it's not a favourite yet, I've only used it once, and to be honest, it hasn't really made much difference. So, but I just wanted to get that out there because I know my hair is horrid. Anyway, moving on. So favourite eyebrow products. I recently managed to get this, and I got it from eBay from a really good seller. Again, Lisa D1 recommended it, but apparently it's been discontinued, at least from the UK. It's Lancome Taupe Crayon Poudre, so powder eyeliner. Nice brush at one end and obviously a pencil at the other end. It's supposed to be for blonde hair, I think. Stays on really well. Now this is the closest that we seem to have at the moment. It's the Dior powder eyeliner, and I think this has been a favourite before, so I'm doing this mainly for swatch purposes. Again, really nice brush at one end, and this one is darker but the same consistency. It's just there. Again, very cool toned brown, and I really like this as well. It doesn't seem to stay on quite as well as the Lancome. And this is MAC Stone lip liner, but I really like it as a lip liner and as an eyebrow pencil. And it's a lot harder. It's not a powder eyeliner, but it's more or less identical to the Dior shade, and all of these are very similar. And I've also got two favourite eyeshadow powders, and one of them is a Trish McAvoy, came with the emergency eye kit, and I'm not really going to show that because I'm not sure if it's still available, and this is just as good and I use this so often. This is an absolute favourite palette. I really love it. I never really got the appeal of sleek before. It was just, I thought their eyeshadows were very powdery and I just didn't really crave any of their palettes. But this is the Au Naturel palette. It's permanent and I've used it before, but that brown shade, which you can see I've hit pan on, I use it constantly. It's what I've got on my eyebrows right now. I just use an angled eyeshadow brush. I used it in a tutorial which I'll link here, and I really adore the shade. It's exactly the same kind of I'll try and swatch it. It's the same exact very cool toned brown. It's probably the best brown out of all of these in terms of the shade, because it's just so greyed down and really natural, and as I say, I'm wearing it now and I think it just really looks very natural. Now I'll move on to the other little favourites that I have. I really like the new Bare Minerals concealers. This is actually the face concealer, the pot. This is in light 2. This is called Correcting Concealer. I prefer this for use on the face, And then they've got Stroke of Light, which again I used in that tutorial which I linked earlier. And these are sort of preliminary favourites. Haven't really used them for long enough for me to decisively say they're amazing. And this one is not that unique, but Stroke of Light I really think is going to be an absolute favourite. I just love the way it lights up your under eyes. And I'll actually be doing a blog post on that, so I'll link my blog below. Please check it out. I'll have swatches of this and the Stroke of Light, and I'll put my thoughts there. I'm going to blog about this as well. In case anyone doesn't know, in the UK, InStyle magazine has got freebies of Benefit again, and I'd never tried this. It's Cha Cha Tint, and I tried Benetint, didn't really like it, but I'm wearing this today and I really love it. So I tried to get a few more, but sadly, really annoyingly, it's sold out. So I hope I'll be able to pick it up. I wouldn't buy the full size, I think it's too expensive, but you get 4 millilitres in this, so I think if I get 2 it will be enough to last me a little while. Then the next thing, which I absolutely love, just rediscovered them, it's the Milani Baked Blusher, and this is my favourite. In fact, I want to get a backup of it. It's called Corallina, peachy shade. Everyone says these are like MAC baked blushers and mineral MSFs. I think that's true, but I think people overestimate what good value these are because you get a really small amount. You only get 3.5 grams, that's as much as that tiny Guerlain blusher, which is really expensive, and I wouldn't buy it out of principle because it's just too little product. And the MAC ones, I think you get 9 or 10 grams, so per cost, I think these are probably, if you really did the maths, they're probably just as much as MAC, but it's just as well, they're just as good quality, so I won't put it down for that. I really adore the Bare Essentials new makeup line. It's still fairly new, the Ready line. And I remember one of my favourites videos, I was talking about the honeymoon phase, which I adore. This is very much in that same vein. It's called The Nick of Time. It's very neutral shades. You get that rosy shade and a sort of Blanc type by MAC sort of shade, just an everyday whitish cream, and this shade is really beautiful. Very rosy taupe, and this one is, you can see how creamy they are, really true to pan, so I love those. That's it on my hand. Really natural, really easy to work with. The white is a little powdery, but personally I quite like powdery shades. As long as they're creamy and powdery, I don't mind. But really recommend them. I absolutely adore Bare Essentials makeup, but in terms of blusher, I still prefer the loose blusher over the Ready blusher from what I've tried. But I really love the eyeshadows. And the final thing which I want to mention is by Clinique, and I think I mentioned in my last video the turnaround night cream, night repair, I've forgotten what it's called, but you know the one. I love that, I still use it all the time, and I've just started using this. It's a 7-day rinse off formula scrub. I have used this in the past, but I just decided to restart using it, and it's really good for getting rid of the dry flakes that you might have. I use Retin-A quite a lot, though it's been discontinued from the UK, so that's very sad. And I'll be using it probably 3 times a week, probably not every day, but I never really plan these things, but I do like it. It's not drying and yet it does exfoliate. So that's my favourites video, and I'll talk to you all very soon. All the best, bye!